Gardening is your passion, digging in the soil is your pleasure, and growing your own food is your mission. We've got a lot in common. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, including yours truly, with The Gardener magazine, filled with the latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips. Available from leading retailers or online at thegardener.co.za. From cover to cover, it's gardening at its best.
The Gardener Masterclass is proudly brought to you by Stark Airs, the foremost African commercial and home gardening specialists of globally sold premium seed and innovative gardening solutions, growing together for a sustainable future. And the Gardener and Detainee magazines. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. Feels like I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, it has been a while. Right, this is your winter masterclass. Guys, it's the beginning of winter. I know some of you have had a bit of frost, early morning frosts, but she's coming, which means that time is near. Time is really, really near in order for us to get the stuff in. Enjoy it, because there are lots of positives to it. And I know you're going to say to me, oh, how can you possibly think they're positives? They are positives. And we're going to touch on a whole lot of those within this masterclass, from gift ideas, what to plant, how to look after them, great goodies from the veggie garden, and plus a little bit more here and there. So guys, yesterday was my birthday. Psh, happy birthday to me. Okay, we'll stop that. And guys, I haven't got to it yet, but sitting having my early cup of coffee this morning, and thank you. I was reading through all the messages on social media, on Facebook, and man, I got no words. Thank you so much. I feel hugely blessed by all of you, and for the encouragement and just the love. And we were talking yesterday. We had a little birthday tea at the office, and we were talking about love and joy, and being thankful for people that are in your environment, in your work environment, part of your team, and thanking them for what they do. And you know what, even if your partner, your husband gets it half right, you know, like didn't quite leave the tea bag in the tea, just those extra 5 seconds, and the tea's just not right, but it's half right, just say thank you. Job well done. Okay. Like if the compost heap wasn't turned properly, or the pot isn't put in that perfect place, it's done half right. Okay, so kind of that was my message, and I don't know where it came from, but that was what arrived at me yesterday, was to say be thankful and be grateful. So thank you all for sending the most amazing messages. We've got quite a few people online already, so let's say hello. Leslie, good morning. Happy birthday for yesterday. Beep, beep, beep. Yes. Juliana, much needed masterclass for this cold Joburg weather. Yeah, you know, it's okay, but I'm actually quite grateful that the sun is shining, guys. I mean, Joburg, folks, I mean, when the sun does shine, it's like quite an anomaly. Yeah, because you've had so much. Oh, and here's a little bee to come and say hello. It really has been crazy. So I'm hoping for, particularly, and even here, for a bit more settled weather, so that we can really get out and enjoy the garden. Angela, good morning from Cape Town. Mandy from Gwekeba. How do I say that? Kabeja. Cindy May, happy birthday Boxing Day. Oh, that's a cool one. Happy birthday Boxing Day, the day after, yeah. Marinda Khoos, good morning. Melanie Leclas, good morning. Are you sneaking in while you're working? Don't tell Mom. Sonia, good morning. Melanie, watching from Scotland. Oh, where the grouse comes from. The famous grouse. Good morning. I so want to go back there. Tian, hello, my darling. I've missed you. Hope you had a fair birthday from lekker cold Cape Town. Oh, Tian, we really got to meet for coffee someday. Tati, good morning. Can you please help me out with veggies? Absolutely, we're going to get there. We are going to get there. Tracy, good morning from Polokwane. Heather from East London. Linda from Randburg. And Sharon from Durban. Guys, thank you for joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. And for those of you who are going to be joining us a bit later this evening when you're watching, welcome. Right. Let's get going, because we've got a lot to get through. If we're going to think of this time of the year, we're in May. Well, first of all, I actually don't even know where the year went. I don't know about you, but I'm still playing catch up. I blinked and what happened. But here we are. And in order for us to make sure that we get things right and we get the most out of what we want, there are some simple things that we need to do in the garden. Really, really simple things. And one thing that I cannot express more and more is currently that is happening in your garden right now, whether, as long as you've got kind of one tree, even if it's not a deciduous tree, even if it's an evergreen tree, because evergreen trees lose leaves all the time. Yeah, they like shake and the leaves fall. If you've got deciduous trees, even better, because yes, the leaves are falling. And a lot of people say, they make such a mess. But guys, this is, in my opinion, come along with me here, Mason, in my opinion, these leaves, guys, look at this. These are leaves from in and around the garden, and this is like a 10 rand note. Absolutely. This can be turned into the most amazing stuff. And yes, a lot of you collect it, put it into bags like this, or the green one, put it outside and wait for somebody to take it away. Yeah, your municipality or something. Oh, guys, it's just so wrong. It is seriously so wrong. You collect the bags and, this here, I love making a mess. Never mind just having a bit of fun and playing. Listen to the noise. These leaves have already started breaking down. Nature takes care of it. Because as the temperatures start dropping, you find the changes in color. That change in color actually is nature's way of already starting to break down those cells. So in essence, if you really want to look at it, composting has already started. But then we take it to the next level. And we take these leaves and we put them on our compost heap. Now, you can collect them in bags like this, and you can put layer upon layer in your compost heap. In order to get quick compost, of course, you need to use something like this, which is Compost Activator. Now, this is full of over 39 good hohos. This breaks this down, adds in all those good microbes, and makes sure that the composting process goes a bit quicker. Dilute it into a watering can, pour it over, and it really accelerates it. So we're talking Composting, that's like multiplied by 6, by 7 in terms of time and speed. Brilliant. That's what you need to do. Right. Remember, when raking up, you are only using a plastic rake. Now, this might sound really dwarf. You get a rubber rake, you get a metal rake. But this rake, which is the one that is as cheap as chips, is the one you need to use, especially if it's on your lawn, because these rakes really just do the job. And if your rake is missing these parts, if that's how old it is, it's time to get a new one. Okay, from me to me. Guys, in terms of what to make life easier, if you want to make your life easier and you've got a whole lot of leaves and just, this is just general maintenance in the garden, from me to me, Mother's Day, whatever other day is coming up, just make a day, people can change the names of countries and seas, the Gulf of whatever it's called now. So you can make up your own day. What's it called? Yes, there we go. Get yourself a little blower. Don't worry about the vac part. Just get a little blower. You can buy little guys like this. You can buy big guys. If you're going to invest, just buy the battery one. Don't go for the electric ones, please. By the time you've got that cord out, you've unwrapped it, you've found the 2-prong plug. By the time I have found the 2-prong plug, I'm so over it. I am so done. It's like, really get over it. Life has to be easier than this. Yeah. So just a little blower to help you get all these leaves into one place. Nice and easy. Next thing you're going to do is this. Now, this is fun. I think I might just hang out here all day. So this is one of the best things that you can do with your leaves. Best things. So you saw they came out of a black bag. All right. So you want to get yourself a black bag. Make sure it's one of these with the tie part on the top, okay? Now, this one has been doing its thing for about 4 months, all right? So all you're going to do is take all these leaves, shove them into a black bag, squirt with a bit of water. That's it, a little bit of water. You can add a bit of newspaper, and if you want, you can add a bit of a leaf cuttings from the lawn. You can also add that in, seal it up, take this bag and throw it behind the garage, put it under a pot, just put it somewhere where no one will think it needs to get thrown away. We put them behind the woodshed. Okay, no one will touch them. This morning I went and dragged this one out of there because we've got piles of them going on, because this is what it makes. So, oh. That used to be leaves. That is what we call leaf mold. Oh, the smell. I mean, come on, guys. You can see. Look how old this bag is. But that used to be that. And that is what we call leaf mold. Now, what do you use this for? Guys, you've got soil. You've just made soil. You've made probably the most nutritious soil in the world. Completely. It's high in organic content because it was made from leaves, for goodness sake. It's got great micronutrients in it. What you're going to do with this, you can sieve it, you can use it to germinate seeds, you can mix it into your potting soil, you can mix it into garden beds, you can use it as a bit of a top dressing, you can even put it on top of 1 or 2 indoor plants, because that is what I call gold. Fantastic stuff. So let me get out the leaves. Oh, one more time. Yes, just because we can. Okay. Alrighty. We've got some questions, so let me get there quickly. Okay. Would you cut back, Melanie says, when you cut shrubs back and you have all the green leaves and branches, can you throw those all on your compost heap? Absolutely. Melanie, chop them up. Just remember, think about your compost heap as you trying to digest a big piece of biltong. Okay. You could eat that whole big piece of biltong, but it's going to take you a long time. If we slice that biltong up, so much easier to eat. Same as your compost heap. If we chop up those branches into smaller pieces, composting happens quicker. Anything that is thicker than 5 mils, 5 mils, okay? No, 5 centimeters, I'm talking rubbish. Anything that is thicker than 5 centimeters, my suggestion is not on the compost heap. If you've got yourselves a shredder that you can put it through to break down, or let that dry, and you can then just keep it for kindling for when you're wanting to start your braai. So absolutely any of those leaves, put them on, but there it is, guys. That is golden, which is why I get so excited. And let me tell you, this is a true story. We've got an avenue in our suburb. I'm not going to say where, because then you're all going to go there. No, we've got an avenue in one of the close suburbs, and at this time of the year, I literally drive down there with my bakkie with black bags and load up bags of leaves. And people must think I'm kookalulu. Well, they know I'm kookalulu. I try and go in disguise, but it's the time. That is what you use it for. So keep some black bags in the back of your car. Stop. Pick it up. They'll think you're doing community service or something. So good on you. Do that. Right. Guys, what is looking great now that we should be planting in the garden? So I've got leaves attached to me all over, but that's okay. Right now, for in the garden, I want to speak to you about annuals and perennials. What do you put in now? So I'm going to just bomb a few of them on here. And guys, this really is one of the best times for all of these plants that I'm going to show you, and specifically one or two. Now, seasonal changes are so important. They are truly, truly so important, because for me, there are some plants that we can only grow in the winter months. They don't grow in summer. They don't like the summer. They are specific to the seasons. And when April and May come along, I know that it's viola time. Violas and pansies. And I also know that because we live in a summer rainfall area, so if you're in the Cape, you are not going to go for petunias. But if you're in a summer rainfall area, then now going into winter is when you plant your petunias, because they love the dry. So this is called a picotee, and I love it. They're all coming back with the little edges. Picotees is anything that's got a little white edge over there. Now remember, with any color, whatever variation you're doing, and I really do enjoy the violas as opposed to the pansies, which are much bigger. Violas produce more flowers. I generally find them a whole lot stronger, and I also find the fact that they will go on a whole lot easier, longer in the garden. So if we look after the violas, give them the food, keep deadheading them. What is deadheading, guys? It's this here. When a pansy, little viola flower, you can see it's going over. Okay, starting to go over. Follow the stem all the way down, thumb and forefinger. Get in there, and just nip it off. Okay, that's called deadheading. As you can do this, and do this while you're on the phone, because you've got one hand here on the telephone, or you've got them on speakerphone next to you, and you can do this beautiful task of deadheading. I do that very often while I'm walking around the garden or weeding, because you've got one hand free. Deadhead. You must deadhead. The more you deadhead, the longer your flowers, your violas especially, are going to keep on going, because immediately after flowering, they put all their energy into producing seeds. We don't want that. So for me, violas, half-day sun to full-day sun, water once a week, maybe twice a week, depending on the temperatures, but they will tell you when they need water. Do not overwater them. Primulas. Most times they're available like this in your local garden center. Now this looks like nothing. You're going to walk right past this. Like you're not even going to blink, because it's got no bling. The bling is yet to come. Little fairy primulas are incredible. So please do plant them for semi-shaded areas. You get them in the pinks, you get them in the white, and you get them in a beautiful deep rose. Verbenas, perfect for the drier winter areas. So summer rainfall, we're now going into the drier winter. Verbenas are fantastic for that, whether it's the little clump forming ones or the little trailing ones that we get. And I really do actually like this peach. I mean, we don't even try plant a verbena in summer. We don't even touch it because we get too much rain and they don't enjoy it. Okay, other things that you should be looking out for, and just a quick thing that I want to show you guys is if you're going to buy some instant color, and when I talk about instant color, it's like this little dianthus, and whether you've had a petunia in the garden or a little perennial, and when I come to perennials, I'm going to, let me just put this here. What am I going to grab? In fact, I could actually grab this. So you've got a little dianthus, which is flowering in the garden, looking great, doing its thing, but then it starts looking a bit like this. Okay, yeah, no, we can see something's not lacquer, eh? It's getting naked at the base, yellow leaves. It's looking a bit past its sell-by date. Does that mean that the plant is over? Absolutely not. All it means is that we're going to give it a light pruning, because this is a plant, like even your petunia will come back. You've done it with impatiens. You've done it with some of your ground covers, like this, all right? Smaller, quicker, abundantly flowering plants can do with a haircut to bring them back. So we can either do the deadheading, as I explained. So you take a look, anything that's over, you can then remove it. But what you could do is this. Now it's quite aggressive, but hang with me. We are going to do literally a half pruning. Now you see, I have literally taken half. I've left some leaves, because if I do this, remember, we've got a plant that's kind of half hanging in here. It's trying to put all the energy into those little flowers and buds there, but it's not happy at the base. So we give it a light haircut, but I haven't given it a hard haircut. This is half. I've removed half of the height of the plant, okay? Give this a bit of a feeding. What are we going to feed it with? We're going to use a slow release organic fertilizer, all right? What does that mean? Slow release organic fertilizer. What you talking about, Tanya? I walk into the garden centre and they're like bags and bags and bags and bags, and I don't know what to choose. I get it. It's overwhelming. So we're going to keep this very, very simple for you guys. When it comes to fertilizing, I want you to grab a bag of this beautiful stuff. It's called Atlantic Bio Ocean, all right? It looks like rabbit food. Looks like rabbit food. It smells organic-ish, but certainly not like whoo. It is not like that. Absolutely not. Why? Because it is pathogen-free. It's weed-free. It's been composted. It has been pelletized and dried completely. So it's not wet. It's when your organic fertilizers in the bag, or they've got too much moisture, that's when you open them up and you see other things growing in there. Yeah, besides what should be, that stuff should be somewhere else. Okay, so that is what you're going to get in the quality assurance of Atlantic. One handful is generally 50 grams, all right? One handful is 50 grams. 50 grams per square meter that you can fertilize almost anything. Now, on the back of the bag, they're going to give you a whole list of instructions over here. Flowers, trees, how much you must put, 500 grams, 100 grams. But if you are preparing beds, one of the easiest, quickest ways is 2 to 3 handfuls per square meter. Dig it in with your compost or your leaf mold. Okay? Dig it in and then you plant. That is your preparation. The good thing, and I'll tell you right now about this stuff, guys, we use it in the rose garden, we use it on our fruit trees, we use it in the herbs, we use it in the veggies, is that it's a slow release because these little pellets, as you add water, over time, they just swell and swell and swell and swell. So the nutrients are released over time. And therefore, you're only having to feed every 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, because the nutrition is released slowly. Whereas chemical fertilizers, those that are not slow release, you water, poof, nutrients go. It's like you can't eat that whole thing of biltong, even if you tried. So as the nutrients are releasing slowly, so it is taken up. Now, very, very, very interesting, and this is a point that I need to make, is that this stuff, secondary, it's a fertilizer. Secondary, it gives you nutrition for your plants because it's made of fish meal, it's got seaweed in it, humic acid, fulvic acid, and poultry manure. But actually, it's a soil conditioner. Interesting, hey? I'm not telling you that it is a fertilizer. Fertilizing is a byproduct almost, because it is a soil conditioner and improver of your soil, because it adds all that goodness into it. So not only are you giving nutrition, but you're also improving the structure of your soil. So yeah, for me, it's kind of like all the way around. All right, other things. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's have a look here. Hello team, Will, from Cape Town. I have a granadilla vine. Oh, I had a question about this the other day. I have a granadilla vine that gives off prolific amount of flowers. After opening, they fall off. I've tried so many things, but no fruit. Okay, well, couple of things. Granadillas are like children that haven't taken their ADHD medication. They grow really fast, they run really fast, but achieve very little. You with me? Like no fruit, okay? Don't get to the end destination. Cannot finish the game, all right? Because there's so many other sparkly things. You know, I've got to grow here, I've got to grow there. And what we find with granadillas is they are hungry feeders because they grow so fast. They literally grow overnight. So they grow very, very fast, but if they don't have the right nutrition, they might flower, some might not even flower, but yours at least flowering. But that bud drop is a sign of two things. Number one, it's missing some essential nutrition. And that nutrition could be literally just a bit of calcium. It could be something very, very small. The second thing that it could be missing is water. Now, I didn't see where you're from. Are you from the Cape? Yeah. You're from the Cape. Okay. You have had some dry. Well, I know you've had fires. Your rain is only coming. Remember, granadilla is actually a tropical fruit. It's a tropical fruit. So think about the tropics. It needs water. Bud drop, 90% of the time, is two things. Lack of nutrition during the times when the plant needs it the most, which is when it's putting all its energy in to produce flowers. And then, so it's water and nutrition. So give it a handful of the bio-ocean. If you've got a lemon tree, a fruit tree, this tree, or whatever, give it. What have you got to lose? There you have it. Okay. Marinda, can you cut back salvias now only in spring? Marinda, wherever you live, if you live in an area that gets frost, if you get severe frost, or if you get severe frost, I'm going to say prune it back only by half of the plant. If you get mild frost or no frost, you can go wild, baby. You can go wild. Prune that salvia back. And I'm going to give you quickly, I'm going to show you, I don't actually have a salvia here, but I do have this beautiful Tacoma or Tecomeria, which they are in flower now. Guys, what a shrub to have in the garden. What a shrub. You can contain it. It's great for hedging. You get it in a beautiful red, like an insane red. You also get it in a lovely yellow. Birds just love it, and it can do very, very well with a good pruning. So after flowering, you would give it a prune, and your salvias now must be looking quite spindly at the base. These do the same if you don't regularly prune it. They get quite tall, sticks, you can see through. Okay, not a good sign if you can see through the plant. So then you want to give it a good pruning. And when I mean good pruning, I'm saying you are going to go down hard. Go down hard, the plant will recover really quickly. I actually can't bring myself to cut those, so sorry. I'm not going to do that, but I think you get the idea. Okay, there's another question here I see. Please show the bottle again of the goodness we put over the... What if I can find it? I buried it in the leaves. Oh, there we go. There it is there, guys. Yes, I was right. 29 species of live microorganisms representing 11 different genera. Hi, boy, that's a lot of stuff, hey? What it means is very good. Very, very good. Okay, so you literally just dilute this into water and pour it on. Okay, have you got that? Right, there. I'll put it there for future use. Okay, what else is looking great in the garden? Come along with me over here. Man, this is the time. This is the time. I get so excited when I know it's autumn going into winter because I know I can plant my ornamental cabbage. And yes, you can eat them, but they taste terrible. These are ornamental kale. Now, you can buy them instant like this, bit of a cheat, but go for it. And as the temperatures drop and as it gets cooler and cooler, you end up getting more white. The temperature brings out that white more, and of course, in the purple, it enhances this purple. They are beautiful. Put them as a bit of combo, and I'm going to show you something. Just stay there, Mason. But if we had this in our border, and we put a few little yellow violas in the front. No. Oh, come on, man. Isn't it cute? This is a classic combo in my garden. Classic combo. But you can also buy them as little seedlings. So this is the kale. You can also buy them as little seedlings, and they grow really, really fast. But it's not cabbage, so don't get confused. All right, your plectranthus are doing exceptionally well at the moment. If you're looking for a bit of color in dry shade, if you've got dry shade, difficult positions, don't forget about plectranthus. And they really come into their fore now because autumn, early winter is when they flower. Incredibly tough customers. And really don't need much care at all. All right, so we're going to skip along to that. Guys, and I'm going to tell you very, very quickly. I'm looking for a little bit of water. Okay. I hate the texture of when something dries on my hands, and it sounds kind of weird, but then I have to take it off. Right, folks, we are going... right, okay, just... Right, I'm being given instructions. You know, I've got to be very, very well behaved and listen to my crew over here that are in the background looking after me so well. And I have to laugh because sometimes we all get so caught in the moment that we actually don't even know we're talking to a few hundred people out there. So do excuse us every now and then. Guys, I want to focus on what is happening in the veggie garden because it honestly is such a productive time. Now is a productive time. You got to sow. You have got to sow things now. This morning I was wandering up there and I pulled out a few things. And guys, this is literally out the veggie garden this morning. So I'm going to start with this. And you might recognize this. This is a, wait, let's take the leaf off here. What is it? Bok choy. Bok choy. Okay. Now, some of them, we let flower. We just leave them because we can't actually pick the leaves fast enough. Very, very quick crop from sowing to harvesting within 60 days. You can buy the seed, sow the seed. Really nice and simple. But we allow them to flower because the flowers are edible and they're really tasty. Okay? And this, my friends, you should actually be planting in your front flower garden. Imagine this coming up in between a shrub or two. The bees love it. They absolutely devour it. And you can pick these leaves, chop them up, throw them into a salad, throw them into a bit of a stir fry, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. And by the way, Martha and George, our chickens, love this as a treat. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, what else is happening? This is tsatsoi, okay? This is tsatsoi. Picked it this morning. Now, tsatsoi is a family of bok choy, except it's much more compact. Nice and compact. You can also buy this in seed form. Get the seeds. This, fantastic. You can just grab a bit off as you're needing because then it just keeps up sending more and more leaves. Lovely on salads. Bit of a stir fry. Throw it into soups. Winter soups, those kind of poke bowls that everybody's trying to make. What's a poke bowl? Poke bowl is just a stock with a few veggies thrown inside them. Don't get all fancy with me now, okay? All right. Works really, really well. And The best for me for now, for the cooler months, is Chinese cabbage. All the Chinese greens. So this, oh, where's my, okay, I'm going to have to really make a plan here. Guys, this is Chinese cabbage. From sowing to harvest is under 60 days. From sowing to harvest, yeah. Chinese cabbage, absolutely amazing. What we do with it is, and I'm using a secateur for completely the wrong thing because I actually don't have a knife. I've got a knife in one of those tins further down. Walk, carry on to your left. You're getting warmer. There, I'm just instructing someone in my garage. But your Chinese cabbage, that's the one. Thank you. Is absolutely amazing, and there's several ways that you can use it. This here, literally just like that, and you use everything. This in a pan, a little bit of garlic, bit of onion, drop of soya, whatever leftover meat you've got, throw it in. You don't even have to have that. Throw a bit of mint with it. And you've got one of the healthiest green crunchy. And I mean, this is like flash fry kind of stuff. Pop it into soups, into stews. You can even use these leaves raw, because you could take it like that. And you could do it as an alternative for rolling up something inside here as a good dip. So useful. And guys, you can pick this from the veggie garden. You can pop it into a plastic packet and you can store it in your fridge for up to 10 days because it really lasts incredibly well. So keep a lookout for those, guys. Get planting them, please, because there's just so much goodness in them. So much goodness. Now, in terms of seeds, I want to speak to you very, very quickly because you can see we've been incredibly busy in the veggie garden. And these are the things that you can sow now. So we've got beetroot, the bright light spinach, peas. It's time for them now. Swiss chard, of course, all year round. And if you don't have a big veggie garden, don't tell me that you can't grow veggies or you can't do anything. You could always do some microgreens. Microgreens in a little tray. Keep them well watered, and you've got really delicious, almost within 10 to 12 days, you're going to have some incredible nutrition. And remember, your microgreens actually have a whole lot more nutrition, believe it or not, than like a cabbage, because everything is in there. You know, everything is packed into that. So your nutrition is really just punched all into that. Remember, when you're sowing your seeds, when your seeds have just germinated, give them a bit of good nutrition, okay? And use something like Kelpak, which is a seaweed liquid plant food, good aminos, good fulvic acid. Just mix that into a watering can and just give them a good sprinkling. Okay, it really does help. Okay, guys, now, sure, where else am I? Last things that I want you to sow are things like this. Now, book by Fahies, and I want to show you here, we've actually got a whole lot of them coming up. We've sowed, these are a whole lot of book buys. Look at the mummies, look at the nunas, and those little guys are going to turn into that. Now, what we do is we sow them in these little containers, and these I will then take straight from here. I'm going to give them, see the roots are coming out the base already. And all we've been doing since we've sowed them is we give them this once a week. We give them the Kelpak in amongst the other watering. But now, when it comes to planting in the garden, because I like them to be nice and thick, is that as soon as we're ready for the garden, we just take them out of here. Okay, I can literally just split them like that, and then I plant little clusters of them in the garden. I can, if I really wanted to, but caramba, I'm not going to. I could go and individually remove these and plant them on. But this is a book by Fahey. You get millions of seeds in this little packet. So I actually couldn't be bothered. And you shouldn't be either. However, with something like a cornflower, all right, which is this over here. I've got little cornflowers that have germinated and they're doing their thing. What I will do is this. With the cornflower, and I use the most interesting tool set. So I've just got a bit of a potting soil mix in here. Into my potting soil mix, I'm just going to add a bit of palm peat just to help with a bit of moisture retention. Add a few handfuls of that. Okay, give it a good mix. All right, and that should do it. Let's get rid of that. And I'm going to show you what we call pricking out. And so I do that into these little pots as well, because if I were to transplant these into the garden, guys, they're really going to battle. They're probably going to get lost and die. So all I do is take a little container, shake, rattle, and roll, pop it there, and now you use, introducing the most expensive gardening tool in the world, the chopsticks. Okay. And you can use a chopstick or you can use a teaspoon, and you use that part of the teaspoon. I really like the chopsticks. So all you do is you take, grab the little guy, okay. There we go. All right. And you pull them out gently. You try and keep as much soil on this young little seedling as possible. You make a little hole, and you make the hole with your little chopstick. Pop him in, but now you keep holding him. I'm not letting him go. I'm keeping and I'm holding him, because then I feed my soil around it. And tap, tap, tap. Okay, there we go. And then give him a bit of a squeeze over there. And then there's one cornflower. I could put 2 into here. I may as well put 2. But you see, I've got 4 or 5 going on in here. And that's not going to do the job. So take this little guy out and pop him into there. Give him a bit of a water. And when watering, add your Calpac into it, because that also does just help with transplant stress. Give it a bit of a water. Wait till these guys are about so tall, about 7 centimeters. Okay, and a good sign is always when the roots are popping out the bottom. And then you can take this, plant this into the garden, and you're going to have beautiful double cornflowers right through winter and into the spring. So yeah, I got lots of what we call this pricking out. We call this pricking out. Incredibly therapeutic. So yeah, I've got lots of little babies to do, but that is what you get, the power of just a packet of seed. And these little bulk buys, well, my word, they are going to do the trick. Okay, I've made a complete mess here, so I'm going to need a bit of a cleanup. So give me 5 seconds, because straight after this, we're going to go into Sow and Grow with Star Cares. I'm here. I'm right here. Gosh, there was a... Okay, guys. Next thing that I want to get into is, come along with me here, Mason. Excuse me. As we go into the cooler temperatures, some of the beauties, the queens of the garden, really start coming into their own. And in fact, I would go so far as to say that these are some of the easiest orchids to look after. Yes, I know we've killed things. Yeah, we get given it as a gift, and you're like, you really hope they don't come back to visit to check up on that plant. But there are some orchids which are really easy to take care of, and this being one of them. And I just want to show you. This is a vanda. Now, a vanda is typically identified by, you see that like a palm tree almost. Really nice and easy. You just, as you bite like this, look, it's got a little hook. You go and hook it into the trees. It does like a lot of light, not direct sun. It likes light. It does enjoy humidity. So if you live in Gauteng, or if you're in the Western Cape where you have hot, dry summers, you do want to mist them. So you have a little misting bottle, all right? Have a spray bottle, and you kind of have that close to where they are. you know what I'm saying? So if they're hanging here by a tree or you've got them grouped together, you have this misting bottle, and then as you walk past them, because then everything is there. It's here, you know, you don't have to go look for it. You can then literally just give them a bit of a misting, because that is what they want. These guys are from the tropics. What am I doing here? This thing is, oh, there it is. Oh, gosh. Mason, did you see that? I was spraying you. Shame. I'm busy wetting my cameraman here and he's not saying a thing. Mason! Ah! Enough! So they're from the tropics, so they require humidity. And think about it. Gauteng, Western Cape, hot, dry summers, you don't get that. And that's what they need. So have this close by and give them a spray. Whenever you walk past, you know, you can also put a bit of plant food in there. And we're going to talk about that just now. Don't get complicated about it. But this is a Vanda. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I mean, look at that. And they really are easy because they are epiphytic. So if you put it near a tree, these roots will actually attach themselves to the tree and then start extracting a little bit of moisture. But it's what we call a symbiotic relationship. So the Vanda doesn't hurt the tree doesn't hurt the Vanda. And of course, that's where they grow naturally. That's where they're from naturally. So guys, your Cattleya orchids, which are these, this guy's about to flower. I mean, your Cattleya, they've got that big, almost, like a big lip, two big feathers almost coming out, of very dramatic, normally very bold with two colors. They'll normally have the pink and the white, or you'll have a lime green and a bit of a yellow. Also easy to care for. All it is about is the humidity. But one thing that we often forget is about the feeding, the food. Now, we've told you to please have a spray bottle like this and have it there. And also, guys, don't go with one of those ones. Just go with the pressure thing, okay? You can do it in like 2 seconds. But when it comes to feeding, and this can be done very, very easily, it's so important that you're giving your plants the right nutrition, and especially for orchids. Now, the clever guys from Stark Airs have made 2 different orchid foods. Now, I don't want you to get confused. There's a flowering orchid and a growing orchid. All right? Really easy. Value for money is bang for your buck, because I'm going to tell you why. I'm looking for my watering can, which I put here. Bang for your buck is really good value, guys. So one of the easiest ways, and this is especially if you've got like maybe 2 or 3 orchids, a few more, and you're going to do this once every 2 weeks is more than enough. So we're going to add 5 liters of water. Stay on the line, caller. This might take a little while. Okay, I've got 3 liters here, so I'm going to go down slightly in my... I've got 3 liters here. But basically, if your orchid is flowering, let's take this little beauty here. Oh, look at you. Look at you. And this, oh, it's got a beautiful, this is also a Vanda. You can see, why is it a Vanda? Because it's got the palm tree. It's got that, okay. So this is a little Vanda. So I'm just going to lay this little guy down here. So, flowering. Flowering is not to make it flower. Flowering is when it is in flower. The food that we need to support it, the right nutrition, the right amount of elements, the right micronutrients to keep it flowering at its best and to support it. Okay, so we get some of this stuff. And guys, when I talk about your value, this is what I'm talking about. You're getting 500 grams of this, and you use one of these in 5 liters of water. That's hardly anything. I'm using 3 liters of water, so I just top it down, pop it in, okay, seal it up, and then we just give it a good stir. Now, when you're giving it a good stir, don't stress if once you've stirred for a bit that there's still a bit of sediment in the bottom. That is a normal, natural thing. Okay, the nutrition has already been removed. But I do it in a clear container like this to make my life much easier. And not only that, but I save water and I save money. And I make my life a whole lot easier as well. I mean, you could put it into a watering can. You could put it into a spray bottle. And you could go pss, 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 pss. But you could also create a little feeding station. Okay, so all you do is you take your orchid and you put it into your little container. Take that. And please notice, I'm also doing the leaves, because the leaves, we are now doing folio feeding. We are now also getting nutrition into the plant cells. And remember, plants have something called stomata. Stomata is where the little plant cells open and close and open and close, and that's where they are able to take up the nutrition. Okay, you can leave it in here even. You could leave it in here for like 10 minutes. Leave it, give it a good soak, take it out, hang it up, and well, that was how difficult it was to feed the plant. No, same over here again. So recycling the water, get it onto there. It's getting a bit of a spa day. And out it goes again. So, you know what, guys? This is how we make life really, really simple. We make a plant food go a long, long way. I'd encourage you to do this method with whatever liquid plant food you're using. And remember, so we've got the flowering orchids, and then once they've finished flowering, you then go to the growing orchids. Growing orchids, much higher nitrogen, can encourage the plant to put on a whole lot more leaves, which is what we want, because without leaves, we don't get good flowers. Okay, so that's it. That is feeding in a nutshell, guys. Nice and simple. All right, now, Sunday is Mother's Day. Mother's Day. You can be a self-proclaimed, self-appointed mom. If you're mom of a plant, if you're mom of a dog, if you're mom of a hamster, if you are mom of whoever, you can be a self-proclaimed mom. Or if you've got two children with 2 feet, only 2 feet, yes, then you really are one of those moms. So anyway, Mother's Day. Guys, here's some ideas. Very, very quickly. Now, geez, this is wonderful. If you've got a mother-in-law, they are the plant. Mother-in-law's tongues. They actually are quite nice. They actually are quite nice. Not the mother-in-laws, the plants. They're quite nice these days. They're not just those green, ugly things. They've grown them as a nice indoor plant. What I can tell you is that hulle kan nie dood nie, much like them. They grow. They grow forever. They can be in the darkest light. You can forget about them in terms of watering, and they will still just grow. So, Exhibit A. More interesting things. Terrariums, guys, and to show you how to grow your terrarium and all the steps you're going to need. You're going to have to get hold of your May and June issue of the Gardener or Detainee. This is step by step. This here is that one that was planted up, guys. The one, numero uno. And look, all it is, I'm going to get it here, Wait, Mason, I'm coming. All it is a beautiful bowl, a glass lid. There, the little begonias, the little grasses, bit of moss. Now, wouldn't that be a nice Mother's Day gift? Yeah. And then, of course, you gift them with this beautiful gardening magazine to go with it. Know what I'm saying? And then they know how to keep it alive and how to make more. All right, other cool gifts. Begonias. Isn't this cool and funky? Young moms, come on, you need to be given this. This is polka dot. Begonia polka dot, fun, funky. Remember, begonia, this is Iron Cross, another begonia. Only thing with begonias, do not overwater them. Wait for them to dry out completely, and then just give them sips of water. Keep them in good light. We've got the beautiful ZZ plant in a lovely pink container. Come on, guys, another one of those. Forget to water it, it's fine, it just carries on going. And what about getting a little anthurium, which you could get those little mini ones wash off the soil, shake off the soil, and just pop it into a little glass vase like that with water. This guy's been going on for probably about a year. Hey? Probably about a year it's been going on, and all we do is just top up the water. So, yeah, there you have it. Some cool ideas. Okay, so let's trek across the leaves. Guys, the last thing for me to say to you is that whilst I was talking about all these amazing veg that are in the garden, and you might be thinking, well, what else can I sow? You know, what should I be doing in July? How do I get that right? Well, keep your eye out for Grow to Eat magazine, guys. In here, there's everything. I mean, literally from herbal teas for winter flus, yummy, yummy, savory goodies, a new variegated lemon. You got it. It's a variegated lemon. And the fruit is variegated as well. Fantastic. Variegated foliage, variegated fruit. To all you need to know about citrus, beautiful rubs, recipes that you can use. And then month by month, we lead you and give you everything that you need, from sowing your microgreens, fennel in the garden, how to cook with it, all about sage, great recipes. And if you're into gardening by the moon, let me find you. We give you the month by month calendar on what you should be sowing, growing, harvesting, and there it is, your 6 monthly moon calendar, and we do that for every single month. So whether you're in June, whether you're in May, whether you're in July, there is a bit for you. So guys, that is your go-to Grow to Eat. Folks, from me and the team, few more things to say. A huge thank you to Stark Airs. We've thoroughly enjoyed getting our hands dirty and getting in the veggie garden, and our seeds are coming up beautifully. And a huge shout out to Atlantic Fertilizers, guys. They are 10 years old. And as far as if you follow them on Facebook, keep a lookout on Facebook, because they have got 10 golden tickets. I think 2 have been found. I think 2, but there's a golden ticket in a bag of BioOcean. There's a golden ticket inside there, like literally a ticket, okay, is in the bag. So if you buy your bag of fertilizer, open it up, have a look, because in that you can win amazing cash. It's 10,000 Rand. Yes, you're going to win 10,000 Rand to go shopping for plants with nobody shouting at you. Right, you just need a fence, a trailer to go with you. But guys, do have a look on their social media pages. Check out Atlantic Fertilizers. Be one of the golden tickets. Remember Charlie in the Chocolate Factory? Remember, he got a ticket, didn't he? Yeah, Charlie got a ticket. That's how he got into Mr. Willy Wonka, that madman. Yes. Anyway, this is mad stuff for your garden. Guys, huge shout out once again to Stark Airs, Atlantic. Thank you so much. Remember, where am I? Saturday. Oh, yes, that's in 2 days' time. Saturday, I am at Builders Warehouse in Richards Bay. First time we're going to be there, so guys, come along and enjoy some of the winter gardening fun. All that's left for me to say is take care of you and yours, and as always, happy gardening.
The Gardener Masterclass was proudly brought to you by Stark Airs, the foremost African commercial and home gardening specialists of globally sold premium seed and innovative gardening solutions, growing together for a sustainable future. And the Gardener and Detainee magazines. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips.
If gardening is your passion, digging in the soil is your pleasure, and growing your own food is your mission, we've got a lot in common. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, including yours truly, with the Gardener magazine, filled with the latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips. Available from leading retailers or online at thegardener.co.za. From cover to cover, it's gardening at its best.